Hi boys and girls, good afternoon. I hope we've enjoyed all our learning for our day today. In our RE lesson, we're linking it to our Spanish lessons. We're looking at what Corpus Christi is and why it is important. Before we begin, could you answer the question, what do you think the main religion is in Spain? Pause the video now and we will find out. Perfect. Right, hopefully you've all got the same answer. The main religion in Spain is Catholicism. So what exactly is Catholicism? Catholicism. So, Roman Catholicism is the oldest and largest branch of Christianity. There are more than 1 billion people across the world who follow Catholicism. Now, somebody that's classed as a Catholic, follows Catholicism, is known as a Catholic. They follow the Catholic religion. The Roman Catholic Church is led by the Pope. The Pope rules the Church from the Vatican City. This is a really large city which is classed as a separate country inside Rome, Italy. It's beautiful, filled with white pillars and posts, and it is really, really big. I've luckily had the chance to visit the Vatican City, so it's one to put on your to-do list, boys and girls, for when you're older. Like all Christians, Catholics base their beliefs on the Christian Bible. For example, they believe that Jesus was the Son of God. Roman Catholics also believe that Mary, the mother of Jesus, is a very important holy person. Unlike Protestant Christians, Catholics pray to Mary. Catholics also pray to a number of saints. Saints are men and women who did great deeds to support the Catholic Church. So today we're looking at Corpus Christi specifically. So Corpus Christi is a festival celebrated by Roman Catholics and other Christians. The name Corpus Christi comes from Latin, which means the body of Christ. The festival celebrates the Eucharist. The Eucharist is a service which commemorates the Last Supper, in which the bread and wine are eaten by Catholics as the body of Christ. So when the Catholics during the Eucharist eat the bread and wine, they feel that it represents the body and blood of Christ. The body being the food, the bread, and the wine being the blood of Christ. Corpus Christi. So the festival affirms the beliefs that Catholics and other Christians have in the transubstantiation. Transubstantiation is the belief that the bread and wine is transformed into the body and blood of Christ during the Eucharist. The festival also celebrates the belief that Jesus sacrificed his life to save the world. Okay, when is the Feast of Corpus Christi? The Feast of Corpus Christi normally takes place on the first Thursday after Trinity Sunday, which is 60 days after Easter. Processions often take place in certain countries around the world. The body of Christ, which is the bread and the wine, is carried out of the church and into the public for everybody to see. Okay, boys and girls, so in our Spanish lessons this half term, we're going to be focusing on Spanish culture. So we really need to look at how Corpus Christi is celebrated in Spain. Now, it's very, very important in Spain, this religious festival, and only across the world it's very important in a few select countries. In countries like our country, the celebration has sort of died off. It was very heavily celebrated centuries ago, whereas in Spain, the celebration is still religiously celebrated. So, in Spain, they celebrate Corpus Christi by filling the streets in Spanish cities and villages with parade floats. These floats are filled with different bright flowers. People gather to celebrate the festival and watch the parade of the flowers first and the floats, followed by members of the clergy. During these parades, there are also dancers who wear bright colours and entertain the crowds, and then members of the clergy bring the body of Christ through the towns and into the church. Remember, the body and blood of Christ being the bread and the wine. The host, which is the body and blood of Christ, is shielded by a large canopy to protect it from the sun, as it's that important. Traditionally, the procession in Madrid was often joined by the king and queen, or the king or queen, as well as senior nobles. This unity symbolised the unity of sacred and secular powers, secular meaning the church and sacred meaning the king or queen. This demonstrated a link in both victory over outsiders. Historically, the festival featured fireworks, dances, music and singing, and some of these traditions are kept today depending on which Spanish city or village. In the UK, you will find the Corpus Christi colleges at the universities of Oxford and Cambridge, and a major city of that name in Texas. So here we've got some pictures of how Corpus Christi is celebrated in Spain. This year the celebration will take place on the 3rd of June, hopefully. So, as you can see in this picture here, we've got members of the clergy, members of the church, and the streets are filled with people wearing bright colours, lots of reds you can see. Here, this is where the body and blood of Christ is carried. In this picture here, you've got lots of flowers, lots of petals, lots of celebrations, and you've got a very, very big canopy, which is kept for the body and blood of Christ. Here, we've got a smaller Spanish village, and we've got a smaller canopy shielding and protecting the host from the sun. As you can see, people are often carrying scents as well around to fill the streets with nice smells, welcoming the host. Here's an example of a Corpus Christi float. Again, bright colours, floral patterns, flowers. Okay, your task. You are going to create a poster advertising the Corpus Christi celebration in 2021. The things you need to include in your poster: you need to explain what the Corpus Christi celebration is, what date the celebration takes place on, why it's important that the people of the Catholic faith take part in the celebration, what people should expect to happen on the day, and once you've finished, can you illustrate your poster using inspiration from the Corpus Christi floats? Once you have done all that, can you take a picture? Can you upload it to Class Dojo? And we will respond to your posters. We are positive that they are going to look absolutely amazing and are filled with information about the Corpus Christi. Off you go.